Ja, då var vi tillbaka här med Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Vad hände i förra avsnittet? Jo, vi började ett nytt fall och vi ska nu in i rättegången för första gången. Det var en kvinna på ett hotell som såg när Mia blev mördad. Och det är hon som ska vittna. Men hon har lite skumma grejer för sig, så ja, vi får se hur det turnar out. Sjunde september. Kortrummet. Ja just det, här har vi Edgeworth också.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fay.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant.
Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then.
If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court.
Sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of the murder.
Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found in this window here, and the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence.
They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans. Ja, det var den där bilden han visade. Man ser själva rummet. Now, detective.
Yes, sir.
You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why?
Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness said the witness saw Miss Maya Fay at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack! Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness' testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. Heh! I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Borde inte han ha gjort det eftersom att han var hennes lärling. All right, let's give this a try.
Something the matter?
No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Ja, så här verkar de ge ledtråden att vi ska pressa istället för att få fram någon ny information. Jag kollar här. Är det någonting här som låter lite fiskigt? Som man vill. Ja, jag tror nog pressa det här då. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah. If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because she had hard evidence. She did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it.
You did say it.
You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence?
What? Miss May isn't suspicious and she sure isn't Pink, pal. Well, I guess she's Pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective?
I guess pressing can have its advantages.
Yes.
Sorry. I got all of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir.
There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor.
Very well.
Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again.
Jaha, är det nytt?
After securing the suspects, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written to a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why couldn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time?
I know. I'm real embarrassed and forgot about it, Your Honor, sir.
Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Okej. Ska vi se här då. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Men det stod ju att hon... Det stod här att hon dog direkt. Detective Gumshoe, there is one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Miss Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant Maya Fey. That's really what you are saying?
What? This is one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could it have? Who else could have?
You have it backwards, detective.
Backwards?
The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from blunt object. She died immediately.
But...
No butting your way out of this one, detective.
Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down.
Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright. I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain the autopsy report? When? The day after. Oi. It was the day after the murder.
The prosecution point being...
That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy report was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. But there is a possibility that the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all.
I see!
Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? I'm a sham. What? Detective Gumshoe? Was I a fool to trust you and your report?
Huh? Me? I wasn't. Huh?
Detective Gumshoe? I'm disappointed in you, handing him the wrong report like that.
I'm sorry, sir.
You are at fault, detective. This isn't going to look good in your next evaluation. This isn't going to look good in your evaluation next month.
What? But...
Your Honor, I submit this report to the court.
Understood. The court accepts the evidence.
Okay, uppdaterad. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggest the victim was identifying the killer.
I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes.
Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes.
Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand.
Exactly what part of her is innocent? Jesus. Witness, your name, please.
April May. At your service.
Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking.
Ah, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you the night of September the 5th, when the murder occurred?
I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices?
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw.
It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with the long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mouthy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitty witty wink.
Well, Your Honor?
I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any.
Wait, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
What about my cross-examination?
I thought the witness testimony just now was quite firm. Didn't you?
Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you?
Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness?
Ja, klart som fan. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination, if only because I have feelings Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness.
Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
Ja, där. Klockan 9. Woman with long hair, låter rätt. Nothing really jumps out as a contradiction. There's got to be something in there somewhere. Maybe I just better press her on the facts a bit. Ja, kanske det. Jag ska bara kolla på. Det var klockan 9. Vänta, det sägs inte. Vad jag gör med den här då? Det här är hennes view. Kanske måste pressa så vi får mer detaljerad info om vad hon såg. Vad fan händer? Så. Se på det här då. She dodged. Dodged what?
Well, the attack.
Please continue your testimony. Okej, testa den här då. Nej, vad händer? Oj, oj, oj. How did you know it was my client?
Huh? Well, gee. First of all, she had the mouthy girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her?
She has a point. I question your testimony. Hold on a minute. This testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant?
Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean.
Okay. If you had really witnessed my client Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. Alltså hon har konstiga kläder på sig. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way that night of the murder.
She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May?
Rawr! What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like you to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wink.
Your testimony again, if you would.
Damn, I almost had her.
I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statue thing clock. The thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Tee-hee-hee.
Har det att göra med klockan, som att de måste stå och tjata om att ingen vet om att det är en klocka, men hon vet om att det är en klocka fast alla tror att det är en staty.
I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination.
Presentera. Jag kanske ska pressa. Som att det inte är en kontradiktion. A clock. Didn't this come up in another testimony recently?
Well, don't look look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all.
No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Okej, men då testar vi att presentera den. Vad fan heter det? Så. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Ah, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer?
You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it.
Ah!
Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder.
Order! Order!
Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns.
Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once.
Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness.
Phew, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over.
Huh? What? So what that happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That's, because, I heard it. Yes, I heard it say the time.
So you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co.?
No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. Hee.
The law offices of Fay & Co., where the murders took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied?
No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because she couldn't have heard it för att batterierna var borttagna. It couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork.
How could you possibly...
Just take a look. Right now.
Oh!
See anything interesting, Your Honor?
It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this?
It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar.
Fat?
Well, Miss May. Huh? Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the victims heard the clock, then there is no contradiction.
That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it.
And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed?
Impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is deras konversation från telefonen. Jag ska välja sida också. Nej, mind. Markera den och present så. Take a look at this.
That's a very cute cell phone.
Oh, you have a girly phone.
Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder.
Order.
The defendant's cell phone. This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluating soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. Tar förbi det här, vi har redan pratat. Clock. It's not working, that's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time it was recorded. Which was, well, before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock?
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink.
So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright?
Ja, alltså Larry som har gjort den. Kan inte köpas på någon affär eller? The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court.
Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before.
Made by Larry Butts. It's simple. This clock was never in any store. Ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible. Everything is sold in stores.
Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh? Excuses not on sale today.
What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Oh, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
Silly me. Did I lose it? I guess I did.
Scary.
Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior?
Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you know the weapon was a clock because you held it. You heard about it. You had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard it that it was a clock.
She heard?
That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. Eller också från konversationen. För att hon hade wiretappat telefonen. And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me the evidence proving that she, the witness, had heard the murder weapon was a clock.
Vänta, är det den här eller ska jag visa telefonen igen? Okej, jag testar den här. Have a look at this.
That?
I found this in Miss May's room.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia's face phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant.
I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... Vänta. I don't get it. Sa han att det inte var på telefon? Att han aldrig sa det på telefon? Hon sa väl det, eller? I don't get it. Ja. Jag presenterar väl den i alla fall. I present the defendant's cell phone.
Yes, we've seen that.
Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Ja, det här igen. Hon säger att det är en klocka. Miss April May, you used the wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong?
I...
Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer.
Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May.
Shut up, all of you. What gives you lawyer? It is no fair, all of you gaining up on me like that. Oh, I'm the bad girl. Is that it? Is that it? Wah.
That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question.
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't TTPT tapping irrelevant?
Gosh, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant.
While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone?
Ha, I'd like to see her pull that off.
Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you?
Damn, she's good.
Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and of course I can and I will.
You can't be serious, no way.
Way, I say way. Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee.
Iced coffee?
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink.
Ergo, the witness was not on the scene of the time of the murder.
So where does that leave us?
It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant Maya Fey commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow.
Well, does the defense have anything to say?
Well, come to think of it, think of something. Come on, think of something. Call the bellboy as a witness. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I think you've sunken quite low enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby you must accept that your verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Okej, accepterar. All right, I've got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait.
Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand.
I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy.
Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of my work, sir. I'm happy to be of service.
The tea sets look rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin this testimony.
Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked me for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to her guest, Miss May herself.
I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Right. I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Pressa lite. 9 on the dot, you say?
Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she was finished, sir.
9, the time of the murder. You sure it was Miss April May herself?
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely?
Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine.
How come you're so very certain?
Well, when I brought the room service, sir, she the guest, sir, favored me with an embracer, sir.
Embracer? Is that French for embrace?
It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek.
Why would she have done that?
I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prime demeanor, sir.
It was a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir.
Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing here. Is that it?
Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here.
It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand.
I can't let this happen, can I?
Protest.
Wait! Please wait.
Yes, does the defense have something to add?
One last question. Let me ask one last question.
Your
Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all.
Okay. This is really it. Now, this is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Room service? Tell me again about room service. Again, at exactly 9, I delivered the room service to Miss May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall.
I see.
$18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for two, you know. And I don't skimp on the ice either, sir. What did he say? What did you say? Rather quiet. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable.
Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question.
Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quiet indeed. It was the good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir.
You fool.
I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved that may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple, it was... the man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd liked it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart amateur. These accusations are ludicrous.
Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned.
Så var första dagen avklarad.
Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there.
Really?
I think I might be your newest fan.
Oh, I was just doing my job, you know.
Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too.
Huh?
That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine.
If you say so.
So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now?
Well, no, I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, I see.
But I got a great lead in today's trial.
A lead?
That man with Miss Fay, he's the key.
Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that? What happened to Miss May after that, anyway?
I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find out more about this man.
Do you think he was the one who...
Maybe so.
Cease.
Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise.
I'm counting on you.
I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. Okay. I didn't know how much good this will do to me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. Ja, dags att dra ut och investigera. Lite mer. I nästa avsnitt för att hitta White, eller vad han hette.